Hey guys, it's Sharon from Digital Nomad Quest, and today we have Jess from Teachable. How's it going?
Doing well, thank you.
Yeah, I've actually seen you on a bunch of webinars from Teachable, and actually really admired how you talked and was super chill, but super composed. Yeah, so I was like, whoa, you're here at this conference. So we're at the FlynnCon conference right now. So it's so great speaking with you right now.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah,
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about making courses and the process afterwards. So I currently have a course out, and I wanted to know maybe best practices with marketing it. Yeah, so I guess first question, maybe how do you test different price points after you've launched your course? How do you know what's the right price to put on the course?
See, it's so hard because I think when people go in to create courses for the first time, they just see what people are charging, and they're like, oh, well, I should charge $1,000 for my course because that's what everyone else seems to be doing, or $500, $200. And I think the way to test it out is first to go in and look at your target market and to see what are they spending on courses. What ask them what types of products have you purchased in the past? What were those price points? Did you think they were valuable? Why not? And then you can get a sense for your people, what they're more likely to pay. And I think as an introduction, I would start with a beta launch. So charge it at a lower price than you would, not discounting your course, but just to see will people buy it at this point? Because it's a lot easier to increase your prices, a lot harder to decrease it.
Okay, got it. So when you say beta launch or beta testers, so you're sending out maybe an email saying, oh, we have this course for beta testing or something like that, and then offer it lower, and maybe be 5-day period where you can get it, and then how does it work?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So with a beta launch, the whole purpose of it is to test out your course, to test out the curriculum, to see that does my course actually help people get results? And you can actually work with the people. So what I would recommend for beta launch is actually have an application process, and to be look, I'm offering you my course for a lot cheaper than it normally would be, but because of that, I want you to be a founding student to give feedback, to ensure you're actually going through the videos to tell me what is working and what isn't. So it's not like they're just getting it for free and that's, or a lower price and that's it. There's work involved on their end, but at least that way you can see, is my course getting people results, and you can charge a lower price without devaluing your course.
Okay, do you find that most people do that beta launch and that has proven successful for getting more sales on your course?
I can tell you either way beta launch is going to be successful, because if you can't get anyone to do your beta launch, then you're getting information up front rather than really putting in all this time into your course. Or maybe you realize that you're undercharging. You can ask people at the end when they go through it to be do you think this course would be worth this amount of money? Why not?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Get feedback from them.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I had a question about Facebook groups. A lot of people add those groups, and they're you can join them upon sign up with the course. And I find that more work if I have to moderate a group, and what if they ask tons of questions constantly, and I have to just basically do coaching with them. Is this something that is kind of required, you think, for having a successful course? Have you seen that on most courses to have a Facebook group?
So a lot of people definitely do have some type of community, and I think for students or people that are joining your course, it's nice to feel like you're doing this with other people. That being said, though, you need to be fully committed with a Facebook group. To do it, you want to do it well. You don't want to just open up a group. You have to ensure people are engaged. You maybe have weekly prompts. But there's ways, the reason why people do Facebook groups is because they want to create a community feel. They want people to feel like they're supported. There's so many other ways that you can do that. I mean, some people do group coaching calls. So you hop on Zoom, a bunch of people come in, and you can just answer Q&A. Or maybe you have a lower priced course and you don't offer a community.
Got it. Okay. If I had multiple courses in a school, you think each one should have its own group or whatever community?
See, that's the thing. Yeah. So I would say if you're going to do Facebook groups, you want the people that are going through the same topic, the same course, to go through it together. You don't want one person learning about knitting and the other person learning about swimming, and then they're in the group together. But yeah, it takes work.
Okay. And something I worry about is if the Facebook group's super small, maybe you're not getting a ton of sales. It'll look bad to the person. Oh, no one's even taking this course. Is that something I should worry about, or is it just do it?
No, I'm really glad you said that, because I think a lot of people feel that and no one actually asks that. Yeah, I mean, I would say I wouldn't worry about how it appears to people. But if you're feeling because even engagement, if it's a smaller group, you're going to get less engagement because there's less people in the group. That maybe you start something like a Slack channel. People have done like a Slack group where they have people in there answering and talking to each other, or you just start with those group coaching calls. And then as your course grows, then you can start doing a Facebook group if you want to do Facebook groups.
Okay, sounds good. I spoke with someone earlier, and he has courses where they are only like there for a limited period of time, and then it's not evergreen. It's like, oh, we're gonna launch again like in a few months. Do you think that works better, or like an evergreen course?
So I think if you're doing evergreen, where the course is always available, or you have some type of launch, either way you need to have some type of scarcity.
Yeah.
And like genuine scarcity. You don't want to pretend that there's only 50 copies of your digital course. Clearly
Yeah.
there isn't. But you want to give people a reason to act at a certain time. Otherwise, a lot of people that might be a good fit for your course might just push it off and be like, oh, I'll join that next week or next year, and then they forget. So when you're doing, let's say, an evergreen funnel, having like an early bird offer for the people that are going through that sequence, or having it only available for a certain amount of time for the people that have joined that sequence.
Okay. And when it comes to scarcity, I was talking to Angel earlier, and she was saying that what you can do with an email is you offer the course, but also if they don't convert later, you go, I can give you this other freebie on top of the course if you sign up now, like whatever.
Totally.
Yeah. Does Teachable allow you to add some like thing, maybe through a different link or something like that?
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, you could do like bundles. So you have like the early bird course bundle where you have your main course, but you also bundle in another resource.
Okay.
The nice thing with Teachable is, yes, you can do courses, but you can embed PDFs. You can embed like single videos or like live streams. So you can choose what that freebie is, but you can definitely bundle it together.
Yeah, like if they didn't convert earlier and you're upselling them with like that plus something else, is that still possible though? Like if it's their, like, do you have to make another link for two resources?
Yeah, you would do like a different link. For depending, like this is like the early bird offer, this is for the general offer. One thing I would say though is if you're going to offer like some type of incentive for people who didn't buy before, it is nice to ensure that you offer it to the people that already were the action takers, because they might be like, hang on a second, like I just bought your course early and then I missed out on this offer. But if you do that, I think that's great.
Cool. And maybe now let's talk about like sales pages and how to structure them. Do you have any best practices for how to create your sales page? What will make them convert well?
Yeah, one of the big things is video, like having some type of video on your sales page, because long sales pages are great, short pages are great, but there's one thing to like see the person behind the course, to see them talk about the course, to see that you're excited, to talk about the outcomes and the transformation. And that's another thing that's really important with your sales page is don't just list out all the things that people get, like module 1 is this topic, module 2 is this topic. You want to give people a very clear idea on like what is the outcome at the end of every single section.
Okay, got it. And I've seen like a ton of really long sales pages. Is that effective? Like, is that better to do that?
So I'm not going to say one is better or worse, because it's also the copy. If you are a really good copywriter, you can have a long sales page. If you're just doing it because it's a strategy and you're just kind of filling it in with whatever you think might work, it might not convert as well. But the key thing is to understand like who your customers are. And like something I say is interview your potential customers or people that are in your beta launch and see how do they describe what their pain points are, and using that specific language on your sales page.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Do you have any other marketing strategies or effective practices you might recommend?
This is such a cliche one, but it's really just like understand and talk to your customers. And what I mean by that is the way that we see ourselves is very different to how the public or you would see your potential customer. And so, for example, like I think we talked about this, but if you had a course that was helping people tidy their house, and on your sales page you were like, is your life a hot mess? Are you all over the place? Your potential customer, while the course might be a perfect fit for them, they're going to be reading that being like
that's rude.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm a little bit untidy. I'm not all over the place.
Yeah.
And so just ensuring that the way that they see themselves is reflected in your sales page to show that you understand them, but also that your course is going to get them some type of result.
Yeah. And real quick, like when you ask them for what their struggles are or whatever, is it through email? Is it through form, like surveys? Do you have advice on that?
I mean, Google Forms, personally, I love Google Forms, or you could do Typeforms. But one thing that I would say though, and when people are doing any type of market research, you want to avoid answering the questions for the people that are going through it. Don't do multiple choice where you're like, do you feel A, B, C, or D? But really allow people to have a space to just write in their own words how they describe things, because they might be using words that you had never even thought to use or that they would associate with your product or your course.
Yeah, I do remember Pat was talking in the morning session about where he was saying actually all the copy was generated from what you guys said to me kind of thing. And that's a smart way to figure out what kind of messaging works for like your audience, right? Awesome. Oh, I do remember I have one more quick question. So with Teachable, is there a possibility to create like a membership site where you pay like monthly for these courses or these schools?
Totally. Okay. I mean, some of our biggest courses, we say courses, but really people use Teachable for so many different, I mean, even Pat used it for his tickets. For the virtual conference.
Which is pretty
cool.
His
conference.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can do a membership site. You can set either like payment plans, you can have monthly pricing, you can have one-time payments, you can have coupons, offer for free. Yeah, you can do it all.
Awesome. All right, cool. Yeah, this is like such a great interview. Got a lot of information from it. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and where can people find you if they want to find your YouTube or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, teachable.com is what we're doing. Personally, I'm just like at Jess Catorc on most social media except for Twitter. But yeah.
Perfect. Thanks so much, and see you guys.
Bye.